In the West, Valentine's Day is a mutual exchange. Partners trade gifts, flowers, and affection. But in Japan, February 14th operates differently. The flow of gifts moves entirely in a single direction, from women to men. A major driver of this one-way traffic is girichoko, or obligation chocolate. These are mandatory, store-bought boxes that women are socially expected to purchase and distribute to their male colleagues and bosses. Then there is honmei choco, which translates to true feeling chocolate. These are higher quality, often handmade sweets, reserved exclusively for romantic partners or serious crushes. Between the mandatory office handouts and the romantic offerings, a single man can easily accumulate dozens of chocolate boxes by the time he clocks out. By the end of the day, Japanese men have collected millions of gifts nationwide. This creates a massive, unresolved cultural imbalance that demands a response. To understand why this imbalance matters, you have to look at okaishi. Okaishi is a deeply ingrained Japanese social obligation to return a favor or a gift you have received. The one-sided nature of Valentine's Day clashed directly with okaishi. Men were left with a strict cultural mandate to reciprocate, but they had no socially prescribed avenue or calendar date to actually do it. Exactly 1 month later, on March 14th, this vacuum is filled by White Day. It serves as a dedicated holiday designed specifically for men to return the favor to the women who gave them chocolate. White Day emerged as a manufactured holiday in the late 1970s, and to this day, 2 completely different factions claim the credit for its invention. Solving the mystery of who actually created White Day reveals exactly how corporate marketing successfully weaponized an ancient cultural value for profit. The first origin story takes us to 1977. Zengo Ishimura was an executive at a confectionery company based in Fukuoka. According to company lore, Ishimura was reading a women's magazine when he spotted a frustrated letter to the editor. A female reader demanded that men return the Valentine's favor, suggesting they give back a handkerchief, candy, or even marshmallows. Ishimura took the suggestion literally. He developed a specialized white marshmallow with a chocolate center designed specifically to be the perfect return gift. On March 14, 1977, Ishimura's company partnered with a local department store to officially launch Marshmallow Day. Marshmallow Day was the first targeted attempt to solve the Valentine's debt. However, it was far too niche to change the shopping habits of the entire country. The second origin claim comes from the National Confectionery Industry Association, which launched its own initiative a year later in 1978. The association recognized the massive, untapped profits waiting to be claimed. If they could formalize a specific day for men to return Valentine's gifts, they could double the industry's seasonal revenue. Their strategy was broad. They declared March 14th an official answer day and pushed white chocolate under a more versatile brand name, White Day. So we have 2 competing origin stories. Ishimura's was a localized product innovation, while the association's was a top-down, nationwide industry mandate. Ultimately, the broader White Day branding absorbed Marshmallow Day. Female consumers quickly made it clear they wanted more diverse gifts than just marshmallows. The corporate campaign succeeded because it brilliantly hacked the pre-existing cultural operating system of okaishi. By attaching a specific date to an unwritten rule, they turned a social courtesy into a mandatory shopping holiday. White Day exploded in popularity throughout the 1980s. It quickly escalated into a web of strict corporate and social obligations that dictated exactly what men had to buy. This chart illustrates sanbai gaeshi, or triple the return. A return gift must be 3 times the Valentine's gift value. A candy tier list also developed. Marshmallows signify rejection. Cookies mean friendship. Hard candies or macarons signify true love. The holiday eventually became a massive cultural export to South Korea, Taiwan, and China. South Korea created a spin-off called Black Day on April 14th, where singles who received no gifts gathered to eat jjajangmyeon, or black bean noodles. Over the decades, confectionery companies grew a simple social courtesy into a rigid system of gift-giving math, worth millions of dollars annually. But if we jump to present-day Tokyo, this once unstoppable manufactured holiday is currently unraveling. Recent survey data shows a massive, steady drop in the number of women who are willing to give girichoko to their coworkers. There are a few clear reasons for this decline. Rising inflation makes it expensive. The effort is exhausting. Workplace gender dynamics are shifting, a trend accelerated by remote work. This creates a structural domino effect. Without the initial distribution of gaeshi choco on February 14th, the cultural debt is erased. Men are left with no obligation to reciprocate on March 14th. The history of White Day proves that a holiday can be successfully built on the foundation of social pressure. But as those workplace obligations fade, the tradition is forced to shrink or find a new purpose.